Hey guys, it's Polar here. So it is basically the start of Lyrical June, which I did announce like a few weeks back. So yeah, the first deck I will be going through today is Marlean. So Marlean, this is deck profile because honestly Marlean has not. I mean, basically, pretty simply, the QSD or the Quick Start decks that came in way back then didn't really get much attention, and I feel like I kind of want to make a video about no, not all of them, but the ones I have, and give my input on them, and also the fact that they don't get much love compared to other decks, which is kind of sad because um I get it. They're meant for beginners. They're pretty easy to upgrade and such. Although to be fair, they're not as great when it comes to the current card pool we have right now. And Marlin, even though I've been trying to look for like deck profiles or the resources to check how I can upgrade there's hardly any resources on them. So unfortunately, there's not much attention given to them, and I wanted to make Marlin special because it's one of those QSDs that I think have a lot of potential, and I feel that she can actually, of all the QSDs, at least in my opinion, you feel free to counter, but at least in my opinion, I think of all the QSDs I've seen, I think Marlin is probably the best one. And the fact that the festival booster that came out recently has a reprint that makes this deck even much more easier to access and also much more threatening, makes the deck pretty much okay, not competitive or not most competitive level. Somewhere it's maybe at most like a local level, if I put it simply. Yeah. So the new reprint for the set and also the support I've gotten here and there makes the deck much more like a sick attack deck, which is really threatening, considering it's a QSD really. So enough talking, let's go on to the deck profile. Alright, so for the right deck, starter, doesn't matter what starter you run, I read Ursel. It's supposed to be meant for Chris Rain, but I just put it here because, I mean, it also mine, isn't it? Great one, I run Lorica skill, when this is upon by the Great 2, or Luis, you can choose a card from reach to a lower unit from your hand and call it a circle. If you did call it, you can search your deck for up to one card with the same card name as the one you called, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle the deck. The second is not relevant because you can only run one copy in the right deck, so that's but it's essentially just 5k if you're Vanguard as a Marlin, so essentially just do that. For the grade 2, I run Louise. I mean, that's the Marlin right lane. So when this unit is rolled upon by a grade 3 Marlin, you can choose a rear guard and then you put it back to your hand. If you did, you may call this card from Rear Circle from still the Rear Circle. So essentially, what she does is that, well, I mean, you can essentially set up a 10k shield immediately, so it's pretty good. And her continuous skill continues on Guardian Circle. If your Vanguard is a Marlin greater or greater, this unit gets 10k shield. So essentially, it is a 15k shield, pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. Quick start decks, they do what they do. And your main boss herself being Marlin. So Marlin's skill pretty much all the same as the QSDs for the first one. Act on my seconds during combat one. You switch your deck for up to one card, the same card name as this card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, deck, and for this turn, this unit gets 10k power. Second skill, auto skill. When this unit attacks, you can energy blast forward, choose a rear guard, bounce back the hand, and choose a great throw lower card from your hand, call the reverse circle, and then for that turn, that unit gets 10 power. So essentially, it enables you a fourth attack essentially, and then QSDs, they're pretty easy to play. They're just meant for beginners to get a feel of it before they actually get a proper deck in like certain boosters or the start decks in general. Okay, so that's it for the right deck. So for the main deck, okay, this is where I want to make some emphasis here because this is what makes the deck much more friendly compared to before. You obviously run 3 personas. I mean, you need to search comments here, obviously. However, not only you can search with this, you can also search with the other grade ready, which is the Downer on Nissan. It was a promo. It's a Downer Nissan. So originally a promo, it was reprinted in the latest festival booster. Really dirt cheap. I will be honest. I was really shocked that it was like dirt cheap. I mean, I know QSTs aren't that great, but I couldn't resist. I had to get it because it's really a good deck in a sense. So yeah. So Downer Nissan skill continues on Vanguard deck or soul. This unit is also regarded as the Marlin. So essentially, what this means is that if you want to use Marlin's skill to combat search for persona copy, you can essentially search for Downer Nissan, and then depending on the situation, you can search for this or that, and then it doesn't matter because either way you will guarantee almost always guarantee your persona right every turn. So it's pretty neat. I do like that actually. The fact that skill actually helps us a lot in the sense. Sales skill auto on hand. At the end of the battle that this Great Tree Marlean attacks, you can soul blast 2, you can write this card for your hand to stand, and for this turn, this unit gets strike -1. And you cannot write from your hand for the rest of the turn. And at the end of the turn, you can choose this card from your soul and write it as rest. So essentially what this means is that you get a second Vanguard swing. Yes, it's my drive -1. I would say this is pretty good because Marlean with the threatening superior right from hand, it's pretty threatening. And if you manage to get all your pieces, it can become a 6 attack deck. I'll show you that more in a bit when I get there. First skill, act on soul. If your Vanguard is a Great Drill Greater Marlean, if you have not bind a card, the same card name as this one during your turn, you can bind this card from soul. For this turn, you get all your final units get fighting power, and if you persona right this turn, you can either counter charge 1 or any charge 3. So pretty good because it allows you to say, replenish your resources and also use the pressure that some kind of QSC don't really have, which is pretty good. I do like this. Although I just realized I did some misplace there, but yeah, the keep in mind that the counter charge 1 and charge 3 is only when you persona right, so please be careful. I just realized that somewhat that it kind of got okay, maybe not entirely, but you get my point. And the backup Great Tree that supports Marlean is Respino. So Respino's skill, when this unit is bounced from Lyrical Circle to hand, if your Vanguard is a Great Tree or Greater Marlean, you can counterblast 1 and draw a card. Second skill, auto on Lyrical Circle, when this unit attacks, you can soul blast 1 and first battle get 5 power. If you soul blast a Marlean of Great Tree for the cost, instead of 5 power, gets 15 power. Usually I wouldn't use her second skill that much unless I need to recycle back my Marleans in deck. It's good. I mean honestly, with the support here, it does help a lot. And yeah, most get 5k, but if I really have fit the solution, I can support some Marlean. I can always use a Response skill to get a 50k instead. So there's that, and that's for the Great 3s. Now let's go to the Great 2s. The Great 2s, I run 4 Waimi. Waimi skill at if during your battle phase, your Vanguard is bounced back to your hand by your Vanguard's ability, then you put this unit so choose one of your Vanguards and you get 5k power. If your Vanguard is a Great Tree or Greater Marlean, use counterblast 1, draw a card, choose a card, choose a Great Tree or lower card from your hand, and call it your circle. This is the one I'm going to say that enables you to give the 6 attack. So with all these in mind, you essentially make Marlean a 6 attack deck, which is really, really good because I think especially for QSD, mind you, it's actually pretty good for the QSD. Like 6 attacks on the one turn alone is pretty almost like not. It's uncommon, at least from what I'm seeing here. So having 6 attacks with the Down on the Sun and this in a way, that's pretty good. I think Marlean actually makes it really good at QSD, like to play at most of the local stuff. I'm not saying you can participate in a competitive level, but all to be fair, QSDs aren't that meant to be played competitively in a sense. So there's that. And then next off, I played through the promo, which is Tease. So TSA skill, when this is rolled upon by a Great Tree Marlean, you can call this card resources. So you can run a right deck, although but to be fair, there's not really much great ones that you can put in the right. I mean, you have to change the right lines, so I don't think it's needed. You need to play in the right deck unless you're cooking something different, but this is a different day. Second skill, continuous Vanguard Circle. During if your Vanguard is a Great Tree or Greater Marlean, this thing is 5 power. If your opponent's Vanguard Greater or Greater, if it's a 5k, it's 10k. Active on opponent's turn 2. So it's a 20k beater, really good. Usually you don't use that active opponent turn 2 that much. You only use it at 20k attack, or maybe just 30k to 35k depending on the situation. That's that. So third skill, auto circle. At the end of all this unit attacked, if your Vanguard is a Greater Marlean, you put this in your soul and choose a Marlean from your draw or bind zone and put it on the deck and you draw 1. Build soul, and also because this binds. If you want to use her skill, that helps a lot. Like, you don't have to worry about this running out of getting your down on Nessans or your Marlean in cases. So the good thing about this is that once in the bind zone, you don't have to worry that it's never touched, because this will allow you to recycle back your deck, which is pretty good because it pretty much gives a cycle where you can get this, bind it. If it's binary, if you have called this, or you can just bot deck it. It's pretty good. I think this the card synergize pretty well, which is pretty good. I would say. So yeah, that's for the Great 2s. Now let's go to the Great 1s. So the Great 1s, I run 4 of the Paniella. Paniella skill, if your Vanguard is a Great 2 or Greater Marlean, this unit gets offline be slow. Auto, when this unit is placed on your circle, you can do the top 5 cards deck, choose up to 1 grade 2 or greater your normal unit card, reveal it, put it in hand, show the deck. If you put a card in your hand, you choose a card from your hand, discard it. Second skill, Auto on your circle. I didn't know this unit boosted. You can put this unit so you can choose one of your opponent, choose one of your back row regards, choose one of back row regards, stand it, and then you choose a grade 2 or greater number for a drop and bot deck it. So what that means is that usually if you have Marlean, which is Soul Blast True, down on Nessa skill, you just bot deck immediately, so it's pretty good. And I mean, very rarely you put down on Nessa into your drop, but sometimes it's only to buy. Usually this will come with this, really, just put it simply. So, and the fact that it allows you to top 5 for any grade 2 or greater, which is pretty good, because keep in mind, all of these are really pretty good, okay, other than Dawn and Sun, right? These free card series here, they're pretty good targets you need to search for. So that's why this Pineal is pretty good. It's a bit soul, which is really important if you need to play it on Nissan. So there's that. Right. So next up, I play 4 of the Russia, yeah, or whatever I pronounce it, but yeah, Lucia, yeah, whatever. Okay, his skill better. Auto and drop when you're doing your white face. If your grade 3 or greater Marlean has been placed on the Vanguard circle, if you did not have a rear guard on the field, the same as her, you can still also call it Vanguard circle. Second skill, Auto and circle. At the end of battle, this unit boosted a Respino. This one. You can put these units so choose one of Respinos, and until the end of turn, that unit gets the cost of the auto ability reduced by 1. So counter plus 1. So essentially, when you put in soul, build soul, which is good for her, it builds soul, and also the fact that she reduces the counter plus 1 when you boss up at hand. So essentially, that means that you don't have to your resources are pretty much safe in this way, pretty good. And just as a tag, no, sorry, I mean just as something I play. I played the 4 of the Marlean shield such power thingies where if you're Vanguard of Marlean, it's always 30k body, 10k shield. Usually I use her as a Vanguard booster. Sometimes if I need to use Penania just to put in soul just to reset my booster, that makes sense because she does help a lot. You can play other great ones like this one card where essentially where you can bot deck in Marlean. It's a rare, I can't remember what said, but you can bot deck the top 5 for a Respino and then you can add her hand. So you can play that if you want, but I think this is better because it does help give the boost, the power boost in a sense. So there's that. And of course, I do play 4 effect PGs. If you want to play competitive, you can play 1 in Taria, but quite frankly, it's never meant to be competitive in the first place. Triggers, I mean, this is not competitive, so I only play the Lyrical OT. I play 8 vanilla crits. You can play these effect crits if you want, but quite frankly, you're not playing this over the level of the locals practically. I played 3 of the shield front, the Solin fronts, because now it's reprinted in the Festival Booster, which is way cheaper. I really mean it. It's only cost me a couple bucks a copy. It's pretty amazing. So you need Soul just to burn down on Nissan. So this is why I play the Solin fronts, and I pay 4 vanilla heals. So yeah, that's it for my deck profile for the first deck profile. Lyrical June. It's Marlean. So Donna Nissan, this card is really amazing. I am quite glad she is reprinted in the latest Festival Booster because, quite frankly, the original promo was pretty hard to find, and I did not manage to order it, and I know it's going to cost me a lot, so I didn't bother ordering this. Thankfully, she's reprinted in the set and it's in foil, which is pretty good because I do like my cards shiny in a sense. So with that being said, that's my deck profile on Marlean. So pretty good casual deck. I'm not saying it's a competitive that you should play, but in a casual setting, this is pretty good and pretty strong. If I'm playing locals, you have a chance of winning in a sense. I won't bring it to a competitive because this thing cannot survive. I'll just say that first. I'll just be brutally honest, yeah. So with that being said, that's it for my deck profile on Marlean. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, do like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. I got more content coming for Lyrical June, so do stay tuned for that. So with that being said, that's it for my deck profile, and I will see you next video. Peace.